Hey, what's up, nerds? So, one of our most popular videos, by far the most popular video on this channel, is when I reviewed the Hori Split Pad Pro. I referred to it as the Shit Pad Pro, and a lot of folks didn't like that, didn't like my opinions on it. Real quick addendum to that, my Joy-Cons just kind of, crapped out on me, and I was forced to use these for about a week while I waited on some more. Not as bad as I had said in that review. I still think, I still stand by pretty much everything I said. I still think a lot of the comfort is not there. It's questionable as far as the ergonomics of it. And, I still think the sticks, feel a little cheap, but respond well. Buttons feel good. All that stuff, D-pads, garbage. Maintain all that, but honestly, whenever I was doing it for the review, did a lot of sitting up, playing like this, and that I think was awful. But when I was just casually doing it, did a lot of laying down like this, and oddly worked a lot better for me. So, not the worst things. Don't think I'll be selling these. I think I'll hang on to them just in case such an emergency ever arises. But, to everyone that hated that video and thumbs it down, a slight concession to you. These are okay. Still don't high recommend them. I cannot recommend running out and buying them, but these are okay at little emergency stash for me. When first party controllers that you pay way too much money for just don't work the way they should. In that video, I stated that there are other options that are probably better, and one thing that you see all of the time, that you see just advertised left and right, maybe not so much now, but definitely, 6 months ago, a year ago, you saw a ton of people talking about the Satisfye gaming grip. And a lot of them ended up being sponsored by Satisfye. I'm not here to call anyone's motives into question. I'm not here to call anyone a liar for saying good things about this and then accepting a sponsorship or, however that worked out for them. But me, I paid for this. Out of my own pocket. What was it? This is the $60 package that was on sale for $42.99, and after shipping it ended up being over $50. So I paid for this straight out of my own money. Satisfye is not offering a sponsorship to people who can barely get 30, 40 views a video. So all of this is from the heart, and I have been playing with this for about the past week. And I'm going to give you my honest, 100% purely my own opinion on the Satisfye gaming grip. Let's jump into it. So this is the I don't remember the name of the package, but this is the big one. It's not their biggest one, but it's a pretty complete package. It comes with this carrying case that fits your Switch while it has the grips on it. I think that's fantastic. This has definitely taken the place of my regular case. Just to give you a quick overview, you got a good bit of netting there, good bit of storage space. I've got I got a stand in there, as well as some extra Joy-Con there. Those are actually the broken ones, but I just wanted to see how well they fit. And it comes with the little holster here. That way you can keep them together. I don't think it's good for anything else. You don't really want to play with that, I don't think. So that's cool. We'll set that aside. It comes with storage space for 19 games, I think. Just 19 because you got, 2 rows of 5 there, a row of 5 there, 4 here. I don't think anything fits there, but no. A slot had to be taken up by this Velcro strap. Get that in a little better shot there. Take Velcro strap off. I was going to do an unboxing video, but then, you know, I've been playing with it for over a week, so that would have been dumb. This is the whole unit here. I'll get into that in a second. It comes with this USB A to C cable there, and this is a space where you can fit a battery pack, battery backup battery, whatever you want to call it. And that's cool. I have one. I haven't put it in there yet. I haven't done any traveling because you know, nobody should be at this point. So this is the unit. Those are my new Joy-Con there. Here, let's slide it off here. Slides off real easy, but holds it real well. No complaints there. You got your rubber touch pads there. Keeps everything from getting scratched up. I had a cheap grip that scratched my Switch up, so that's nice. Fits in there real snug. This holds the bottom, obviously. If you've heard of this, you know that the big feature of it is that it is asymmetrical. And that is a good idea, you know, and it ends up working out. I put the rubber caps that come with this onto my Joy-Con analog sticks, and I actually like it. It feels a little like there's a little more to it. It doesn't, you know, quite feel like a Pro controller. That is a big thing that a lot of people say. Oh, this feels like a Pro controller. It feels like a Pro controller. You're still mashing tiny buttons. You still have these joysticks that don't have a lot of travel. So no, it does not feel like a Pro controller. A Pro controller feels like a Pro controller. It's the back here. Like I said, see, it stays in there. Very snug. Very snug. It's nice. The way it lands your hands, I think it's great for most games. For most games, especially things that you're heavy on both sticks. I like the way this thing feels. Honestly, I feel like the hype about them is maybe a little too much, but this has become my go-to portable setup for the Switch. I like that a lot. There are some games where, like, it's a little bit awkward to get to these buttons. If you're not playing a game that relies on the second analog stick for, you know, camera and stuff like that, and even if you are, it's kind of an awkward move to get over it and to get to these without mashing it. I feel like that might be a little exacerbated by the fact that I'm reaching around the camera here, but it is a common issue that I have where I find myself accidentally mushing this, and I might want to actually take that rubber cap off just to alleviate that some, because that is a problem. It hasn't ruined anything for me. I don't think I've played anything where that is so critical that it screws me up. But there have been times where I'm just like, oh my god, these Joy-Con have drift. No, that's just the meat of my palm there hitting that. You know, ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. And it's fine. But mostly, like, if you are playing a game that, like Doom has been like my constant go-to with this that I've been playing to test this out. Doom, did a little bit of Tetris on it. Tetris, no, it wasn't Tetris that I had a lot of trouble on. It was 51 Clubhouse Games where I kept mashing that, and it was giving me some issues. Sorry, here. Let's get back. Episode 1 Racer I bought because I really wanted a racing game to test this out, and I have other ones, but you know, Episode 1 Racer, it's a good time. I talked about that on a podcast, or on a video podcast with my buddy Dan recently, so I figured I'd give it a spin, and worked real well for me on there. You know, felt real good, especially because that one moves your accelerate to triggers. Anything where you're going to rely heavily on triggers, I think that this is a fantastic setup. Anything where you're mashing face buttons a lot, like I said, I think that stick just kind of gets in the way. I think it does. And let me take the cap off. Let me actually do this. We'll mid video we'll do this. One of my biggest problems with the Split Pad Pro was that it didn't quite understand its role in the entire system. It didn't quite understand how everything would feel put together, and this seems meticulously designed with those things in mind, possibly to its detriment. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, this works out better. So I guess that's I guess more than anything that the rubber caps would be a case by case basis, because I'm not. I mean, I guess I could see, knocking that a little bit, but that actually kind of glides under my thumb there as I reach for the buttons, without me having to hook over it. So I think that might be how I end up playing. So I discovered something new on this here review. I think that's gonna have to be how I play things, or my general setup, and maybe I'll cap this off whenever I'm playing Doom or something, because in Doom, things like that. It doesn't matter that you're reaching over to the face buttons, because you're pushing those on a much more limited basis. You are being a lot more exact whenever you're hitting those. You're mostly playing with the sticks and the shoulder buttons. So maybe so. Maybe I'll just keep that on hand. Thankfully, this is the kind of thing that I'm going to tote around with me, and maybe even keep by my bed when I'm playing. So maybe I'll just hold on to this, keep that in there, and case by case I might move that over. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to walk you through it, tell you about my experiences with it, and basically just give you the whole lay of the land, to see if this is something that you'd be interested in. Understand that I'm not. A lot of people did not like my opinion on the Split Pad Pro. I'm not here to tell you that your opinion on something is wrong. Those of you that love the Split Pad Pro, fantastic. I'm glad you were good with your purchase. Cool. I'm just, all I can do is give you my thoughts on these products. I'm not here to be on anybody's good side or bad side, or curry any favors. I'm just here to tell you how I feel about these products. And the Satisfye, we'll do a wrap up in a second, but the Satisfye, I think, is something that I really like, and I hope that, and I think it's going to stay on my Switch for the time being, at least in handheld mode, which is how I mostly play these days. But I wanted to give you a broad overview of how it plays and how you might expect to handle it. My hand's very average size. If you have big old hands, I can't tell you how this goes. If you have little old hands, also, I can't tell you how this goes. Very average hand size. That's 10.5 ring size. So, just to take from that what you will. If you're a bigger guy, I still think that there's plenty to hold on to here. But it's not quite a Pro controller. That log line that a lot of people say, it's like a Pro controller for your Switch and handheld. No, it's not. It's a very well designed grip. It's a very ergonomic and well put together grip. A lot of thought went into this. A lot of engineering. I'm talking with my hands, even though they're back here. But I think it's a great product, and I think it's well worth. I think you can get these independently without this whole setup for $25 somewhere in there. I think everything's on sale right now, so go check it out. It is. I would say it's well worth your time, and I think this case is well worth the extra $20 to tack on there. I think that's about what I paid for the Insignia one that I had before this. That might have been like $10. I don't know, but this is so much more value in there, so much more space, so much more to do with it. A very good product, and like I said, we'll head back to my desk for the wrap up. But I hope this was a good overview for you. So yeah, sum it all up. Big fan of the Satisfye gaming grip. I I highly recommend it with the caveats that I mentioned. You know, there are certain use cases. I guess it depends on what you're playing the most, what kind of games you play the most, which I guess can be said of just about any accessory or controller like this. But for me personally, the first-person shooters works great for that. Even the puzzle games works just fine for me. Like I said, that the rubber caps, great over here. Maybe not as good. Maybe not as good getting hit by your right hand there. But like I said, I can only share my experiences with this, and I think I hope that this has provided you with a broad enough overview, or a narrow enough overview, to where to where it's answered any questions that you might have had about this particular product. If you have more questions about the product, leave them in the comments below. Happy to answer them. I'll answer them in the comments section, or if there's enough questions and you guys feel like that I missed too much, maybe I'll do a follow-up video on it. But I don't think that there's too much else to say on it. Again, highly recommend it. Well worth the money. I feel like I feel like it was money well spent. But that's it. If you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And, comments are always appreciated. Let me know if there's anything you feel like we can do better with these reviews. And let me know if there's any other product that you feel like you would like to see a review of. I'll go out and spend my own money and try to do an overview of it. We'll see you in the next one.